Hello fellow STO gamers, Stormhold here. Today we'll be going through the build for the legendary pilot warship, aka the Defiant from the legendary pack. And let's get straight to it and go into the build. So, what we've got is 4 dual heavy cannons with the torpedo up front. So that's got the Terran Task Force Phaser dual heavy cannon from the Terran Rep at tier 6, so we can get the phaser variant. As you can see, the procs on the screen. And then I've gone with another 3 phase biomat dual heavy cannons. You can see crit D and damage times 4 for all 3 of those. And then I've switched up from the heavy biomolecular torpedo, and I've got an agony phased energy torpedo launcher in there, which I believe you can get from the Phoenix box now. For the deflector, I've gone with the fleet holding for the colony, the Elite Fleet Intervention Proto deflector. As you can see, the modifiers on screen there. Then from the competitive rep, I've gone for the prevailing innovated impulse engines, all marked up to 15 there, not yet epic, there's not really much difference there. And then on the warp core and shields, I've gone for the Bajor Defense Hyper Injection Warp Core and the Bajor Defense Covariant Shield, which the 2 set gives you a little bit of extra phaser damage, which I won't say no to. You can get those also now from the Phoenix box. Now in the aft weapons, I've got the heavy biomolecular phaser turret from the let's have a look what rep that was from, because I've forgotten. I believe it's the Undine. Let's have a quick look. Counter command, which is aka the Undine, and as you can see there, oh, that's plasma, they've added that in. Phaser, there you go, that's where that's from. And then I've gone with another phase biomatter turret, same procs as the dual heavies, which the nice thing about these, as you can see, there's a 2.5% chance for a 2 kilometer radius at target to give you additional 1000 to 5000 phaser damage, split among the primary target and 4 other foes. And then leaning into the new Gamma rep, which isn't that new anymore, is the advanced inhibiting phaser heavy turret, which I've got damage times 4, still need to epic that one out for a little bit more damage. And that's for getting the Gamma rep at tier 6 reputation. Got some energy batteries in there, Kobayashi Maru, which on my actual ISA I didn't click because I forgot. And then the good old subspace field modulator for a little bit of defense. Obviously don't use that against the VOF because the minus 400 proton damage resistance is going to kill you. And obviously you can see it gives you a little bit of defense rating too, which is never a bad thing. I ummed and ahed about going with the approaching agony console, but instead went for the weaponized helical torsion. That's mainly because if we scroll down, I just wanted to get my crit severity over 200, and so that gives me, as you can see there, it gives you 15% crit severity, so otherwise I would have been just under 200, and I wanted that sweet spot. Other consoles I've gone for is the Ordnance Accelerator, which is once again from the Gamma rep, the Quantum Phase Converter, which is from one of the missions you can pick up, and then I've gone for the Domino console, which was off the Bajor Interceptor, which is now you can get hold of it through the Phoenix reputation if you've got Phoenix box. Sorry, if you've got an Epic token. Otherwise, that was a anniversary reward, which obviously is nice for the extra 15% phase damage. Plus, when you activate it for the weapon cycling haste damage bonus, recharge speed is also nice, and torp reload, which is also good. And as you can see, if you defeat foes, you get a 2-second duration for each foe that you kill, so that can occur up to 10 times. Then from the lobby store, I've gone with the Tachyokinetic for more crit chance and crit severity. Flight turn doesn't hurt either. And then I've gone for the Bioneuron fusion circuits, which is also from the lobby store, which is an extra little bit of hull, which won't hurt, but mainly for the crit severity as well. Then going to the consoles, I've got 3 crit chance consoles for phase damage and crit chance, and then I've gone for the exploiters, which obviously is more phaser damage and crit severity, pushing us up to, as you can see there, 32.6% crit chance and 213.1% crit severity. Obviously not all got from what's on here and traits, but if you have a quick look, endeavors, I've got 82 endeavors, and as you see I'm getting some extra weapon damage from there, crit chance, crit severity, and a few other buffs to boot. Right, let's close that out. That wasn't what I wanted to open. Now, moving swiftly on to skills. On my space skills, I have modified this slightly. I was trying to push over 145k in this build. Unfortunately, even changing skills and a couple of traits, I'm just hovering around that 145k mark in this build. As you can see in that actual run that I did, I pushed out 147k, so it's not bad, but it's still around that 145k mark. Just can't seem to go further, so I'm hoping that as I mark up my endeavors, my DPS will also increase. And I'll just quickly scroll through. These are all my skills, and the only thing I've really changed on this is I've popped a couple into shield pen, not that I've really noticed too much of a difference. And if we look into, sorry, just a second. These are my hull, which is not bad for an escort. And then some of my resistances as well, not too shabby. So, other than the skills, we've got the specializations, running the usual intel officer and strategist. And then moving into traits very quickly, we've got the space traits. I've gone, because it's a escort, I've gone with ablative shell, and I've also added in biotech patch for extra healing there. Good day to die, so without having to wait for your health go down next to nothing, you can kick off that damage boost. And then I've got duelist further. These are lockbox traits which you can get off the exchange. So that gives me another 5% damage and accuracy rating for 10 seconds. And as you see, it can stack up to 3 times on the accuracy rating. Fleet coordinator, obviously 2% damage with each teammate, so that gets 10%. Although, as you may see from my log there, we only got 4 people in the run actually doing any damage. We had 1 person AFK. If they had connection issues or what have you, I don't know. But because they were still in there, we still got that 10% bonus, which is great. Fluidic cocoon, still a really good one. 20% chance when receiving connect damage, which obviously we know those Invisitorps in ISA are just beautiful. So that gives you a bonus 5% bonus energy damage. Once again, can stack up to 3 times. Generally, I only really see it stacked to 2, sometimes 3, but very rarely. Biotech as we go over. Got point blank shot. Now this is from a mission. I believe it's one of the Iconian ones. And then we've got self-modulating fire. A very old trait, but still really good. And that's a lockbox, so you can also get off the exchange. Then for cannons, I've got superior cannon training. So the standard one you get is, I think, 5% bonus to cannons, and then superior, which you can get off of K13 for a hefty amount of fleet credits and dilithium. And then rounding off the traits for personal space traits, I've got Terran targeting systems for an extra crit severity, pushing it up 15% crit severity, which also comes off a lockbox, or you can get it on the exchange. And although the crit chance hit reducing your speed isn't so nice, in a pilot ship it's not really something you have to worry about, because you can just boost out of it. For starship traits, I've gone cold-hearted, which off of the Breen Winter ship a couple of years ago now, maybe 3 years ago. They all the years roll in together. Otherwise, you can also get this for, I believe, an epic token off the Phoenix box. Good luck trying to get an epic token. They're few and far between. And as you can see, that adds slow, drain, and resistance debuffs to your weapons. And the great thing is that pairs very nicely with controlled countermeasures. So that gives you And as you can see, I've got the rank 2 because of getting tier 6 rep, a plus 9.4% bonus energy weapon damage and projectile damage against controlled targets, which Cold Hearted does proc for that. And then I've got emergency weapon cycle, so lower the weapon cost and give you some haste to your weapons for 30 seconds. Then, oh sorry, I should say that's off the Arbiter. Tier 6, you can also get it off the other cross-faction ships that go with that. Then Promise of Ferocity, which is off the Andorian tactical pilot ship. As you may have seen in a previous video, I've played around with a build on that as well, which does more damage than this one, which is annoying because it's a legendary ship. Cost me enough, you'd think this would do more. But oh well, I can still work on this. And as you can see, you get plus 4% bonus weapon damage duration for any pilot or tactical bridge officer ability. I'm not actually running any tactical abilities, but any pilot abilities, but I am running the tactical, so still get it. Then Withering Barrage, which is off the Defiant, the Valiant version, and so that adds extends the duration of cannon scatter volley by an additional 4 seconds. And then rounding off this one, I've got Honoured Dead, which is off the exchange, just for a little bit more survivability. Moving swiftly on again to Space Reputation, running Precision for more crit chance, run Advanced Targeting Systems for more crit severity, those controlled countermeasures, as mentioned before, for extra bonus energy, weapon damage and projectile damage, Magnify Firepower for more bonus weapon damage, and then I'm running Tireless Duality because even though it's an escort, I'm getting enough hull on this that I can get a bonus of 3.9% crit chance just off of that. I know what you're saying, surely you've got enough crit chance, but every little bit helps. And then if we move into stations, I've got Emergency Powder Engines for a little bit more boost, Ox to Bat, so I only need 1 copy of everything, as well as boosting my power levels up. As you can see, I've got 3 over 75, so I am getting the bonus from AMP of 9.9% extra damage from the AMP on there. Then we've got Attack Team, just obviously a little bit boost to your weapons and such like, as well as manoeuvring those shield facings up as long as they stay up when going against the Borg. Regardless of how much drain expertise you put in to resist, they'll drain your shields regardless. Attack Pattern Beta, just so obviously on your attacks you're reducing resistances to do more damage. Torpedo Spread, self-explanatory. Cannon Scatter Volley, obviously self-explanatory. Then Distributed Targeting 1, just for a little bit of extra damage chaining across up to 3 foes within 3 kilometers. And obviously it's nice that you got there. Chain damage has a 50% shield penetration. Some Chemocite to add a little bit of radiation damage, as well as it's effectively another way of having another attack pattern beta with a damage resistance reduction. Then Engineering Team to try and keep himself alive. The second Oxybat, and then Emergency Powder Weapons for more bonus energy weapon damage, as well as that 40 weapon power setting, which is always good because you do drain the weapon power quite a bit. Hazard Emitters to remove burns, and then Structural Analysis 2 to reduce some more damage resistances. Then if we move into Duty Officers, to make that Ox to Bat work, I've got 3 Technicians, which I've got from the B-Tran cluster. Takes a while, but they do come eventually, or you can just buy them off the exchange for a hefty little price. Warp Core Engineer, which obviously improves ship power levels on using emergency power abilities, which obviously we're running 2. And then I've gone with 2 rare crit severity buff on energy weapons, just to get a little bit more crit severity out. And they're rare, and you can get those off the exchange. They're a little bit more affordable than the very rare that gives you a very marginal increase on the chance, I believe. And in sheer beauty. Those teeth obviously had a little bit of DPS, of course. That's the ship, and as I said before, did 147k DPS in ISA. Seems to hover around that 145k mark. We'll see over time if I can update that and get a little bit higher. If I do, obviously I'll post a little addendum and let you guys know. I hope you liked the build, and just want to thank ever so much to my subscribers, especially one of my subscribers who, unfortunately I forgot his name right now, who requested if he could see a build for this. So thank you for that, and here it is. Sorry it was a long time coming. Cheers.